What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we are back after a 1-2 night. So last week it was all 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. It's like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 coming back this week. Although I did look 1-1 on the plays. The Celtics bet was bad. Spurs bet got us there on the hook in overtime, so we were a little fortunate there to get that. But Snell didn't get there. But Ohtani and the over team total did. And this is sort of, look, I have preached don't bet parlays for a long period of time. And I love when I lose on one leg because it shows you. 2-leg parlays, okay, teasers, parlays, 2 legs, I'm not entirely against. It's the 3 and the 4 and the 5-leg parlays that you guys love to put together. It's what makes the sports books all their money. It's why all the advertisements, all about same game parlays. It's all there, okay? It's what they do. So just heads up, I love showing it to you guys because I tell you all the time, straight bet. Don't parlay bet, straight bet. Hopefully, and a couple of you guys actually DM'd me and said that you ignored the parlay and said, I'm just betting the straight bets. Great. You went 1-1. You still had a losing day. It was down 0.1. But you weren't down 1.1 like the podcast was officially for last night. So welcome to Saturday. We have a Discord channel chat coming at you. I do not like the card here on Saturday. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. Don't love the games, but these are the weekends in which chaos occurs. And so I'm going to bet chaos this weekend. Got a couple of dog plays that I like to give you 3 bets in college and 1 bet for the World Series in Game 2 in Toronto with Gossman and Yamamoto going tonight for the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. But before I give you the picks for today, let's tell you about our friends at Hard Rock Bet. They are the presenting sponsor of the Daily Juice. It's Saturday. You know what that means for Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Another college football profit boost for a parlay and more. Sign up today with Hard Rock Bet. Place your first $5 wager, and if it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. Don't sit on the sidelines. College football Saturdays will be gone before you know it. There's new promos every day on Hard Rock Bet, including more profit boosts for Sunday's games and Monday night. So if you're listening to this later, just open the app and check out what you've got any day of the week. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. In Florida, offered by Seminole Hard Rock Digital LLC in all other states, must be 21 plus and physically present in Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Indiana, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee, or Virginia to play. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling in Florida? Call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. In Indiana, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, New Jersey, Ohio, Tennessee, and Virginia. So I am betting the Dodgers. There's not much of a handicap on this. I was going to bet whoever won game 1. I was going to fade in game 2. I thought it was highly likely that Toronto would win game 1, and then I'd come back and I would bet the Dodgers in game 2. Look, the Dodger bullpen wasn't used all that much. Blake Snell went for 100 pitches, and really that first inning was the problem. So congratulations to the Toronto offense. But, not playing a game, being late, having a pretty far layoff for the Dodgers, they looked a bit rusty. And so now here they are with a huge game 2. And I do think their offense, they scored 4 runs, but I do think their offense will be better tonight. And I do think they'll pitch better. I think Yamamoto will pitch better. He had a complete game in his last start. I don't think he'll go for a complete game here, but I do think him taking the baseball gives the Dodgers a really good chance against Kevin Gausman, who's been very good, by the way. But I just think the Dodgers, I think we got the zigzag theory going on. I'm taking the Dodgers. I'm going to go ahead and lay the minus 128 on the money line. Just have the Dodgers to win the game and even up the series at 1 game apiece. Again, I thought it could be a gentleman's sweep with the Dodgers winning 4 games in a row after losing game 1. I thought that was really a possibility, and that might end up happening, although game 2, let's see it. I mean, the Dodgers have their backs against the wall kind of here. They lose game 1 badly. Ohtani does go deep, so his first World Series home run for Ohtani, and that's big for tonight because I do think Ohtani has another big game at the plate for the Dodgers, but no one really had a big game at the plate for LA. I think they have much better hitting, more timely hitting tonight up against Gosman. LA money line at minus 128. Before I give you the college football plays, though, let me remind you about what you guys can get with BettingPros Premium. We're offering a 6-month free subscription to BettingPros Premium. Just make a deposit and place your wager at a partner sportsbook. Premium gives you access to Sharp AI, the BettingPros systems, prop bet cheat sheet in the same game, parlay builder, and more. All the tools you need to be a smarter, better. Claim your upgrade now at bettingpros.com/premium. That's bettingpros.com/premium. All right, let's start with college football, and let's get into. There's a couple of games I really like here coming up tonight, and I think that we're going to have some fun with it. All right, let's talk about Missouri on the road against Vandy. This is wild, okay? Game day's there. There's just going to be a ton of attention in this. Vanderbilt's favored by 2.5 points. It hasn't gone to 3 until recently. Okay, most books are at 2.5. Here in Vegas, it's 3. I'm surprised, to be quite honest. I thought this would be more of a pick'em type situation because I really like Missouri. I really, really like Missouri, and I love their running attack. I think they're physical at the line of scrimmage. I think they can really run the football on pretty much anybody, and this is a Missouri team that has been sort of underappreciated. Vanderbilt's been getting a lot of love, and I mean a lot of love. They beat LSU at home. They're actually in an SEC championship conversation. Diego Pavia's big man on campus, and I love Vandy, okay? I do. I love Vandy. But I think Missouri's got something here. I think, as I said, I'm going to bet chaos today, and I think one of the chaos situations is that Missouri has a real shot at upsetting Vandy. I'm actually really surprised this game is not a pick. When it opened at 2.5, and then it moved to 3, I was really surprised. I thought we would see money come in on Missouri. We really haven't. We've seen money come in on Vanderbilt. Okay. I think Missouri's live. I think you got a sprinkle money line here, but I'll take the points. Give me 3. Missouri plus 3 for 1.1 units. I think they run all over Vandy. I think that they have a huge shot to run the football here on the Commodores, and I think Missouri pulls off an upset here by the numbers in the rankings, but not that large of an upset. I think they will win the game, and I think we'll be talking about Missouri a bit about how they play it against a little bit of a fluffed up Vanderbilt team. Are they a top 10 team? No, I don't think they're a top 10 team, but let's go Vandy. Let's go Missouri plus 3 on the road against Vanderbilt. Bet number 2. This would be a crazy upset. I was there when Dennis Francione lost to South Carolina when Ben was ranked in the top 10. I was there when the students jumped down. I was there when Cocky went crazy, and it was just a wild game, okay? A wild atmosphere. I think we're in for another one. Look, if you look at the losses for Alabama under Kellen DeBoer, they aren't against the ranked teams. They aren't against the teams that you expect Alabama to beat or that Bama gets up for. It's against teams like South Carolina, who have Lenora Sellers and a ton of playmakers, but have really underperformed. Really not a good season. And they have a chance to change all of that here today if they can beat Alabama outright. They are 12-point dogs, 11.5 at other books. It's coming down. I got 12. I think as long as it's over 10.5, I think you're good to take it here with South Carolina because I think the Gamecocks are going to be in the game to win the game. It's not going to stun me at all if South Carolina wins the game outright. Now, they have lost 4 of 5. They have been woefully underperforming. They lost to Oklahoma by 19. They lost to LSU by 10. They beat Kentucky by 22, but they lost to Missouri by 9. They covered that game. And they lost to Vanderbilt by 24 points. Their wins are only against a bad Va-Tech team that fired their coach, a South Carolina State team by 28 points, and a Kentucky team that is not very good. Why do I think South Carolina puts it all together? Because Alabama's 1-1-1 on the road. Their one loss was to Florida State on the road, and they're coming off of a huge win over Tennessee, a hard-fought win against Missouri on the road where they pushed. And I think now They beat Georgia on the road. They beat Missouri on the road. This is just Alabama's been very good since the loss to Florida State, and I think they may take a breath here a little bit. They may relax a little bit here. And again, I don't mean to doubt Kellen DeBoer and bet against Alabama, but I took Missouri. No, sorry, did I lay that? No, I laid Alabama. I laid the points with Bama against Missouri, so I won that. But I took Georgia in that game at home against Alabama, and I was wrong about that. I took Vanderbilt and ended up losing that one when Bama at home. They won by 16 points. I took the points with Vandy. So I've been a little bit off on Alabama this year, but I just think South Carolina with 12 points, this is not at home. And again, this is where Kellen DeBoer's teams somehow just don't perform the way that they're capable or the way that they should. I will take the points. South Carolina at home, rocking atmosphere. I think they'll have a shot to win the game, but if not, I'll take the points. South Carolina plus 12 for 1.1 units. And finally, I am going to lay one favorite, and it's Iowa State at home against BYU. BYU is 5-2 against the number this year. BYU is 2-1 against the number on the road. Iowa State is 2-0-1 at home, but their last 2 road games were rough. They're coming off a bye. They lost to Colorado by 7 as 10-point favorites, and they lost to Cincinnati by 8, they were 3-point favorites against Colorado, and 2-point dogs to Cincinnati. Okay, last time at home, they beat Arizona by 25 points. I was on Arizona. I was wrong. I think Iowa State is in a perfect spot here. This is a Matt Campbell special. This is getting BYU off the Utah game. I mean, the Holy War, so important to BYU. Such a big game. They win it. It's a conference game now. I mean, just a huge win. They beat Arizona on the road. They beat Arizona by 6. Iowa State beat Arizona by 25 points. I think this is where Matt Campbell, wrong coach. Sorry, same region, different coach. Matt Campbell. I think this is a huge opportunity for Iowa State at Jack Trice to take this home crowd, to ride the home momentum, and to beat BYU. It's only 2.5 points. It hasn't moved. I'm a little surprised. I thought we would see, maybe we'd see some game day of action here where money comes in on Iowa State. I like the Cyclones. I've seen this before. I've seen this program off a bye. I've seen them with Jack Trice magic. They need a win desperately. BYU maybe a little bit on the up and up here for them, maybe a little bit too high, a little bit too excited after the Utah spot. Bring that back down to earth here. Iowa State with a much-needed win. You would think, just looking at the records, you would think that BYU at 7-0 wouldn't be the dog. They'd be favored or pick. It tells me something that a 5-2 Iowa State team off back-to-back losses, Iowa State is favored. I'm going to follow it. Iowa State minus 2.5 for 1.1 units. So 4 plays for us here on a Saturday. Dodgers money line, game 2 of the World Series at minus 128. Missouri plus 3 on the road at Vandy for 1.1 units. South Carolina at home against Alabama, catching 12 for the Gamecocks, and Iowa State at home against BYU. Iowa State laying 2.5 points for 1.1 units. I will talk to you on the Discord channel chat at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll break down line movements, picks, plays, and thoughts for the entire Saturday slate. To get there, bettingpros.com/chat, free for anyone who wants to jump into our Discord channel. To find it, by the way, go to the Daily Juice portion of our Discord, Matt Stages. That's where you're going to find me. Matt Stages is where I will be talking at 11 a.m. Eastern time. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at SportsTalkMatt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.